Well, what are you going to see this month, or what are you going to become aware of this month? Is going to be really important because it's going to surprise you. But hey, at least your eyes are going to be open towards the specific part of your life that most certainly right now, my gorgeous Aquamarine Aquarius, you most certainly should be paying attention to. So there is going to be a really interesting element of surprise that you're going to be part of. But as I said, this is important because your eyes are going to be open this month, and once your eyes are open, nothing is ever going to close them again. This is very, very important for you to understand, because by the end of the month, you know what I just said, this experience, this realization, it's going to open your eyes to the point where you are going to evolve in the right way towards the right direction, which is most certainly going to have a really important unfoldment at around the end of the month, which is going to lead towards you making a really interesting decision, really important decision, which is going to pretty much require from you to make a necessary edits and adjustments in your life. But most certainly you are going to be absolutely revived. You know, you're going to be completely regenerated. This is most certainly going to become a really important month for you, because at the same time it is going to start the process of your own transformation. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Aquarius, my gorgeous Aquamarine, and it's for July 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card forecast is for you, my gorgeous Aquamarine, and it's for July 2021. You know that there is going to be a little surprise that you are going to have, but this is going to be so important, and this is something I need you to remember probably the most out of the whole reading, because your eyes are going to be open, as I said, and this is when things are going to become really, really interesting for you, because you will know exactly what to do. You will know exactly which path to take. Your number, when it comes to the actual numerology, my gorgeous Aquamarine, it's actually 1602. 1602, it's a very powerful number, and it means that there are going to be two specific situations that you are going to be facing, and you are at the same time going to have the necessary courage, and you are going to surprise yourself with both situations, the way you're going to respond, the way they're going to happen, and most certainly what the actual outcome is going to be. And then at the same time, you also need to pay attention that, you know, it is going to be kind of like by the time you get to the end of the month, you know, it's very difficult to explain, but you're just going to find yourself like doing something completely new, doing something completely kind of something that you didn't expect that you're going to be doing, but there is going to be such an important level of enjoyment that you're going to have. So you're going to start finding yourself within, and this is important to say that you're going to start finding yourself again within, because there is a lot that is going to be answered to you at the same time, specifically things that have been going on in your life, and they were very, very slow, and they affected you so much over the last 12 months. You know, this is all going to be pretty much so connected. So that's why this is so important. It's almost like, you know, you're gonna have like a little bit of like a little mini adventure, really, not like a really, really big, huge, massive adventure, but almost it's going to be like a mini adventure that you're going to have. But then again, very important part of yourself is just going to come out of you, literally, and it's going to be completely impossible for you to ignore it. This means this, my gorgeous Aquamarine, you are going to have a very important moment of your own transformation, and this is brilliant. So from the beginning of the month, you can like you're gonna feel kind of like very, very high vibration, you know, very highly vibrational energy around you. And when that happens, you know, you also at the same time, you have a feeling like, in particular, when at the same time you have a feeling like you want to change things around, you want to move things about. This is nothing unusual, and you're going to see, you will feel like that. You just, you know, things are not going to be kind of like a right around you. You will want to change them a little bit. And this is also going to be a sign as well. At around the 7th of July, this is going to be quite important important, you know, because this is also going to be your sign that you're reaching an end stage in your life when it comes to the specific situation involving somebody else. This doesn't have to be like something like, oh my god, dun dun dun, but it's just about like a realization that maybe, you know, it's just time to move on from the specific person or a specific group of people. But before, you know, only like a month ago, you would be like, oh no, you know, just there is no way, absolutely no way, you know. But now you're just going to be able to look at the things from a slightly higher step when it comes to your life. And this is the actual vibration that I'm talking about. This is why this is going to be so powerful, because you are going to feel different. So this is important. So at the same time, you need to remember that if you do feel like you want to change things around, like a smudge your home a little bit, you know, from the beginning of July, it will be fantastic because it's brilliant. And at the same time, you will know when you feel like this, you know what is really interesting here, my gorgeous Aquamarini, because when you feel like this, in particular on the 7th of July, at around the 7th of July, you know, if you feel on this day in particular like, oh, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do something odd, just go for it, just go for it, just go for it. In particular, if you want like a smudge your home or do something on a spiritual base, you know, at the same time, you are going to have like a very strong feeling on the 7th of July. And it's not only on the 7th, it's the 6th, 7th and 8th of July. 3 days are going to bring a very strong feeling like somebody's around you, like somebody's watching, like somebody's there, but it's not, you know, my God, you know. But it's great because in a spiritual term, somebody's going to be around you, like your guardian angel or your spirit guide. So you are just going to feel that extra energy, you know, you're going to feel that extra sense, you know, it's going to be highlighted. So where you would be normally like, oh my God, I'm not too sure about this, about that, because you're going to find yourself at the same time not only wanting to change things around, but something you're going to be doubting something, you're going to be doubting something. So your spirit guide or your guardian angel is going to kind of point you right towards the right direction, or suddenly you're going to realize something, oh my God, this is crazy, this doesn't make sense, you know. And this is important for you to understand, to pay attention to this, because your subconscious mind is going to become like a big mama, you know. You're going to be able to absorb so much, you're going to be able to understand so much. So now it's time to most certainly make the most of it, indeed. And on another hand, you know, so now it's just basically a lot about clearing away the old in order to make a place for the new. So when you go with this vibration and when you're changing things around, and this doesn't have to be in your immediate environment where you live, it could be like where you work, or, you know, like where you spend the most of your time, you know, at the same time, you are basically also kind of making a very powerful alteration when it comes to your own energy. And at the same time, you know, you just basically are doing the best possible things to, you know, to raise your own vibration. And this is something magnificent to do at around this time, because the more I talk about how much energy you're going to have, you're also going to find yourself being very open psychically. Your third psychic eye is going to be like huge, so you're going to be able to understand a lot. So sadly, sometimes when we are open spiritually, our energy gets drained really quickly. So that's why this is going to be really great for your own replenishment of energy at the same time. On another hand, you know, you are going to have a little surprise, you know. And the little surprise that you're going to have, it's going to happen at around the 13th of July, at around the 13th of July. On the 13th of July especially, it's going to be important, the 13th of July. This is when little surprise you are going to have. And that, what is very interesting about this surprise, it's also like kind of like, it's going to really kind of work with everything so well. And it's also going to kind of be pretty much so, it's going to remind you that you are going through your own personal transformation. You will be able to feel yourself, you know, in a different way, especially the certain problem and the situation that you are going to be focusing on. So this is something worth to pay attention to as well. On another hand, very important news. You are going to have a very important news this month, my gorgeous Aquamarini, and the news that you are going to have, it's pretty much so to do with what you were kind of waiting for, something that you have been waiting for, something that you have been expecting, you know. It's to do with your own gain and advancement, but it's also to do with the last 7 months. Okay, so it's also to do with the last 7 months specifically when it comes to the actual time span. You know, this is pretty much so to do with your what you were waiting for, the results of your efforts, but then at the same time, it's even more interesting that there are certain desires that you're going to realize as well. This is important. The desires that you're going to realize, the desires that are going to come out, the desires are going to be obvious. You must not ignore, because this is a very spiritual month indeed. It is the 7th month of the year. Number 7, it's a very powerful month when it comes to our own spirituality, which means that it's going to be very beneficial when it comes to understanding so much around us that we don't normally understand, including the little signs that are going to be like, my Lord, you know, very important. So it's about desires, what you're going to realize, and at the same time it's about the actual recognitions of your own abilities, you know, and these abilities are going to be playing an important role, because they are going to remind you exactly like where are you kind of off your own path, what to do and what not to do. It's going to help you even more to understand the things that don't make sense and that are very difficult to understand, very difficult to kind of get a grasp with, because, you know, it's just going to explain so much that you couldn't understand, but then at the same time it's going to help you to stand very firmly on the ground when it comes to yourself, because this is going to be pretty much superb when it comes to your own spiritual evolvement, because your spiritual your spirit is going to evolve like a big time. It's going to skip few places in between when it comes to this month. It's going to get even higher. So this is why I'm saying your vision is going to be much better, and I'm of course talking about the actual spiritual terms here. So it's all about this recognition of your own abilities that you should actually pay attention to, and also the ideas at the end of the month, the last day of the month, there is an idea that you are going to have, and this is something so important because it's coming from the moment in time of your own self-illumination, but also it's just going to be like what is going to happen. There is some kind of self-denial. You still kind of like really need to give a credit to yourself, because you're remarkable, you're very powerful. When you set your mind to do something, you just do it like this, like there is no tomorrow, pretty quickly, pretty nicely, and pretty sharply as well. I said this many times, that you are able to do things so perfectly with a snap of a finger. I said this so many times, and this is one of your incredible, amazing powers, my gorgeous Aquamarini, apart from being an empathic, you know, very, very empathic people you are indeed. So it's pretty much so about your own self-illumination, but also at the same time things that you are in self-denial about are going to become pretty obvious. It's going to take, from the very last day of July, it's going to take an additional 27 days until this process come to the very, very interesting point, very, very interesting stage, and it's also going to bring you a significant confirmation at the same time. I really like it because, you know, the motivation, somebody's going to be playing like a big mama role here, like an important role when it comes to the actual motivation. I like it. I like this person so much, because this is somebody really amazing, incredible, a really powerful person in your life, somebody who's like motivating you like so beautifully, so nicely, somebody who's like a very powerful in so many different ways when it comes to their, what they do is right, how they believe is right, everything they do is right, and everything they project is like a really great, and you know, it's just such a superb balance of the spirituality and everything else, you know. So this is somebody who is in your life, and who is going to be playing an important role when it comes to your own motivation. You know, this is a rather successful person, and that motivation is going to help you out so much when it comes to the certain conclusion. It's going to help you with the problem, what to do, because you're going to find yourself a bit like in the middle of the bridge, you know, and that person is going to be playing an important role because it's going to help you with the actual conclusion. And through this person, you will know what to do, because you will just find yourself approaching the end of the problem, you know, and very soon after that, very interesting situation is going to take place. An unexpected event is going to occur, and there is going to be very interesting opportunity that you're going to have, a tiny little opportunity, but then at the same time, this is only the beginning, the little spiritual seed that you're about to plant in July. It's going to come back and give you a nice, beautiful spiritual slap right at around February 2022, when something really miraculous is actually going to take place, when this is just going to jump from one point to the other point, and the other point is going to be huge, enormous, giant, and very important indeed. Okay, so now my gorgeous Aquamarini, when it comes to the actual health, you know, you just need to kind of understand that, you know, I think it's going to be a little bit of up and down. Oh Lord, purely because you're going to have like this moment of like, realization, and it's going to be mental, but really crazy, but you just have to trust yourself, you have to believe yourself, you have to trust your own intuition, and this is something that is going to take a few days to kind of go over, you're just going to become aware of something, and it's going to be mental crazy, but the more you know, the better, and this is just going to kind of affect you like a little bit of, maybe you're going to worry just a little bit, but it's fine, calm down. No, you're just gonna worry a little bit, and it's just gonna be a little bit stressful, so I would just highly suggest you to kind of, when it comes to health and nutrition, to kind of pay attention to eat as much food as you possibly can that contains B vitamins. It would be fantastic. Or if you can get, like what I said before, it would be like a natural B vitamin complex, and if you would get this, it would be fantastic. And I mentioned this before. On one hand, it's going to help you with your digestion and stomach, which is yet again, I'm seeing your stomach and digestion very sensitive, and now a little bit of stress again, a little bit of worries, so that's why I would highly suggest you like a natural vitamin B complex, but you need to make sure that the folic acid within this B complex, it's made in a folate way, and B12 is naturally made, not chemically. This is something I need you to pay attention to if you do get a natural B vitamin complex. Otherwise, you can just kind of find food which are extremely rich in B vitamins and try to eat as much as you can, because this is going to be beneficial for your entire digestive system, but it's also going to be beneficial for your nervous system as well, for a little bit of stress and things like that. On another hand, you do need to make sure to drink water. I said this millions of times, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it again, because you're also extremely sensitive when it comes to sugar. So if you didn't cut out that bastard out of your diet, then just please do so, because I say that bastard, that little bastard, because it's just so bad. It's really, really bad, and I keep on saying this, and sometimes people don't really, not that people don't understand, but it's just like, you need to be aware how bad sugar is, so try to cut it out, because you're extremely sensitive when it comes to sugar. Okay, so try to replace it with organic maple syrup, for example, maybe nice honey. Even honey is very difficult to find nowadays anymore. It's just getting pretty crazy, even honey, good natural honey, which is completely pure honey, it's very hard to find, because they're mixing it up with like so many other things, and I'm like, no baby, no. So just the basically organic maple syrup would be like a kind of safest like option, because at least you know what you are taking, and it's so much better for you, and it is going to be remarkable when it comes to your energy levels as well. Okay, and on another hand, skin. Your skin, it's going to be a little bit sensitive, so if you put something on your skin, make sure that it's actually completely natural, and also use deodorant without aluminum. Use deodorant without aluminum. I know some people say to me, oh no, they're not as strong, but then you can just kind of try different ones. There are some better than others, that you will find like a aluminum free deodorant which is going to be good for you. This way your pores are going to be able to breathe, instead of not being able to breathe if you take it with aluminum, because you just end up with a concoction of chemicals in your body, which is most certainly what you don't want. And if you are on any other medications, if you're pregnant, or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Aquamarini, or not. So now going on the very first date that is going to be important, it's going to be on the 4th of July. Now the 4th of July, again, somebody very loyal to you. Somebody, again, you see, so people in your life are going to be playing an important role, my gorgeous Aquamarini. And that's beautiful, because in the last few readings I've seen that, there are certain people that you need to be aware of. I can see that here, I'll tell you later about it, but now I'm just seeing like a really beautiful and important people in your life that you can really count on, as well. So it's a nice little balance in this reading, so I like it. So it's like basically somebody who's very loyal to you, and somebody who's like a very kind of very loyal to you. Through that person you will be able to see exactly and know it's going to be clear confusion. Through that person you will be able to clear confusion, but most importantly you will know exactly into which part of your life you should be paying more attention to, you should be kind of giving your energy to, and at the same time This is going to help you out so much to remove yourself from the part of your life that it makes you feel very, very unsatisfied, and that is like kind of like already kind of you're struggling with a little bit. Now it's time to move on, and through this person, not only you will become aware of the little hidden enemies, little people that are not good for you, you see, and at the same time you're going to help yourself. It's going to help you so much to remove yourself from this. So this is brilliant. You've got a double whammy here, and this is pretty much so to do with your own departure. It's going to start the process in the beginning of your own spiritual journey. By the same time, this is all about your own advancement. You're going to find yourself being facing the unknown, but my Lord, this time you're just going to have so much bravery. It's just the power of your subconscious mind. It's going to take over. So most certainly you will know what to do. Okay, I would highly suggest you like something like a black obsidian, because especially when we are dealing with a certain little hidden enemies, or we are dealing with people that we have to deal with but we don't necessarily want to. If you are we're dealing with people that are making us feel like a little bit, oh no baby, no, or they're like kind of draining our energy, or we don't like them, or they're like an energy vampires. You know, there are so many people like that out there, but so many different levels as well of being an energy vampires. People can do it intentionally or non-intentionally, but I want to say to you that every single time when you feel like you need to deal with somebody like this, you just wear black obsidian, and this is going to be pretty much so superb, because it's just going to really protect your own energy. It's going to like really kind of help you to ground yourself. By the same time, it's going to be quite beneficial when it comes to you just wanting to move on with your life without any letting negativity to enter. And I would highly suggest you to wear this throughout July, August and September as well. This gorgeous black obsidian comes with sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, I have to say that. Now the second important date, my gorgeous aquamarine, it's going to be on the 11th of July. Now this is a big mama moment, because on the 11th of July as well, this is just going to be like your own personal awakening here. You know, something is going to be awakening you, something is going to change, something is going to happen, something is going to wake you up. And my Lord, and to have to actually this happening at the time when it's the 11th day of the month, you know, it's just like, oh my God, it's just confirming absolutely everything. Not only that you will kind of want to kind of like start some kind of a ritual, if you want to do manifestation, if you want to light a little candle or something like that, you know, your power of manifestation will be very strong. Just to remind you, by the same time, you're going to feel like you want to explore various different parts of your own spirituality, and most certainly you should not ignore it, because this is really important. Because at the same time, there is the certain idea that you're also going to have, and that certain idea is just so important, because it's just kind of going to show you which efforts exactly you need to make towards the specific goal, because it's about the specific goal that you're going to be thinking about. You're going to be focusing on something. Through these situations you will know what to do. This is pretty much so all about the actual new possibilities, new relationships. All this is going to bring you new possibilities, new relationships, new approaches to old problems. By the same time, new knowledge is going to take over in order what exactly to do when it comes to making the right choice, you know, when it comes to your own financial security. You know, very important indeed. The third important date, my gorgeous aquamarini, it's going to be on the 30th of July, 30. Now this is so significant, because you know, at the same time, but you realize something being ingenuine, the certain like kind of like maybe somebody's just gonna like kind of like come out to you in your life, and you're gonna become aware of some kind of somebody not being really genuine, you know. But this is brilliant, because at the same time, this is going to just kind of like get you thinking about certain aspects of your life. So this is really important, because it's going to reveal something to you, a quite interesting revelation. On another hand, the 30th of July is going to bring you growth and a very significant progress from the hard work. So now this is the time when this is really you're really gonna feel very much so an important moment when it comes to the actual progress, you know. And this is important because it is just going to pick you up at the moment in time when you need need it the most. That in itself is going to be brilliant because it's to do with the finances, it's to do with money, it's to do with the fact that you will know exactly which reorganization you need to make in order to kind of like even have even better results from the certain efforts that are also going to be due soon at around this time that you are going to become aware of. So the things are going to be very beautifully connected, and that in itself is going to be important when it comes to dealing. Very successful moment when it comes to the actual dealing. It's going to happen within the last 2 days in July 2021. So if you do need to kind of like discuss something important, if you do need to have some kind of important discussion, if you do need to have like kind of important dealings and things like that, most certainly you should do it within the last 2 days because it's going to be even more significant, more successful. On another hand, when it comes to the 30th of July 2021, something really beautiful is going to happen in between you and somebody else, somebody very special indeed. It's actually, first of all, it's going to happen something nice in between you and somebody else, but on another hand also, when it comes to like a people in your life, somebody very significant, it's about to kind of return into your life slowly. The return of someone very special, the return of someone very significant, and the return of somebody such a powerful figure in your life, which is just going to have such a positive impact on you without even realizing, and you will see why were you missing that person so much, and it's only going to happen at that moment in time. Maybe you've just lost in touch with somebody, you've lost the contact with somebody, so this is all kind of going to make sense to you because it's going to really kind of reflect on you have been like kind of really creative, and this is what I really like, and at the same time it's just going to kind of rejuvenate you, and this is always a good sign that this type of people are meant to be in our lives. And the 30th of July, one more thing about the 30th of July, it's about, the bottom line is it's about your own success, it's about gain, and this in itself is just going to be brilliant because it's going to lead towards you overcoming obstacles and really annoying challenge, and that in itself is just going to put you on the path of an advantage, victory, and also very, as I said, like a successful negotiation that I'm keep on saying because this is going to be really important. So at the same time, when I mention this negotiation again, just remember that if you do need to have negotiation or anything important, to try to do it within the last 2 days this month because it's going to be even more powerful. Another thing I was going to recommend you would be absolutely gorgeous, a remarkable rhodochrosite. This pendant is absolutely superb, in particular when it comes to like a dealing with like unusual people as well, but it's fantastic for an emotional balance. If you feel like a little bit stressed, if you feel like a little bit low, if you feel like a little bit negative, if you feel like a little bit spaced out, if you feel like a little bit out of place, if you need to do something really important but you're just feeling a little bit like like maybe different dimension, it happens very often, it depends what's going on in our lives, then instantly rhodochrosite has this power to instantly boost your energy in such a way where you just beautifully come out of yourself, so you express yourself so nicely. So this is something I would highly recommend you because it's just going to be so superb when it comes to your personal balance, something to actually use and wear throughout July, August and September 2021. This comes with a gorgeous sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description right at the bottom, and by buying things from my channel you're also supporting my channel as well. So now, my gorgeous aquamarini, I'm just going to see what is going to happen, what to pay attention to in the first part of July, mid part of July, and the last part of July. So the first part of July, do not miss an exciting career opportunity or an exciting opportunity. Like, for example, if you're retired, it doesn't matter, career. If you're retired, it's like an exciting opportunity. I always like to include everybody in this reading. So this is why I'm strictly saying that it's actually an opportunity. If you're looking for work and job, then it's going to be career opportunity, if this is your focus. But if you're retired, then it's just going to be a very, very exciting opportunity, and it's just something that is going to put a big smile on your face, and it's just going to help you with so many other elements in your life, throughout the actual months, because this is going to be very significant and important to you at the same time. The mid part of July, it's just pretty much so basically you're going to need to make a quite significant significant decision here, and this decision that you're going to make, it's going to be pretty much so connected to the actual people in your life. So it's something that, you know, maybe you're going to need to make the decision, but then again, at the same time, it's like not like something that you should rush with. You know, you should just basically take your time. Okay, the third part of July, it's just, this is what I really like. It's just all about the actual, the last part of July. It's going to be like a very unusual dream that you are going to have, very strange and bizarre dream. But it's not so much about the dream, but who is going to be in this dream. It's going to be very interesting, because this is going to answer your question. On another hand, the last part of July is just, this is all about the actual new start. What I want to say to you, you have to trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust yourself, trust your intuition, you know. This is very, very important, because what you're going to do is going to lead towards the success, and it's also going to lead towards you having a very victorious moment later on, because the certain wish is going to come through forward, something that you wanted for a long time. It's going to happen purely because of this, what is actually going to take place at the end of the month. So now, my gorgeous Aquamarini, I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationship. Okay, this is really, really important months for those of you in relationship, because there you go, the Emperor. Okay, so this is very important. So you know what, I need you to remember that basically your partner is going to be playing an important role this month. They're going to come up with something. Oh my Lord. They're going to come up with something very interesting. They're going to come up with some kind of idea. And I think that this is really, really important, because this idea might seem like a little bit weird and bizarre, and it's really going to surprise you, and it's going to blow you away, because you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe you came up with that. And it's not going to make sense to start with, but then you give it a time, and it's, my Lord, it's going to make sense like there is no tomorrow by the end of the month. So your partner is going to come up with some kind of idea that is maybe not going to make sense. This is the Emperor, you see. So your partner is going to come up with some kind of idea that is actually not going to make sense to start with, but it's going to be remarkable, because it's going to lead towards a really great success, towards the way out of the very annoying, negative, dark, bizarre, weird and strange situation. By the same time, it's not going to make sense to start with, but it's only going to kind of like be remarkable later on. So it's most certainly something to pay attention to. Okay, very, very important when it comes to the couples. So now, when it comes to those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Aquamarini. So when it comes to those of you that are single and ready to mingle, and that's for the month of July. Okay, oh my Lord, you see this, look at this, my goodness, it's a King of Cups. It's like, oh my God, you see this is like really crazy, and it's very symbolical, and it's just really showing the energy of the actual months that you are going to have in general. It's a very powerful energy, and it's a very strong energy. What is actually going to happen this month, you know, you're going to realize something very interesting, you know. It's like you're going to find yourself in a very confusing place, my gorgeous Aquamarini. For those of you who are single, you maybe are also going to kind of be focusing on maybe the wrong person, maybe on the person who you shouldn't focus on. Maybe, you know, there is some kind of confusion that is actually going to happen, and then you're going to start doubting yourself at around the mid-month, and then this is going to be the time when you're going to be really, really wise. And at the same time, you need to understand that, you know, it's going to be connected to some kind of judgment that you're going to make, some kind of decision that you're going to make, and you're going to be so wise, and you're going to feel so deep, and you're going to feel so spiritual, and this is all coming from this serene knowledge that you are going to have. So spiritually, you're going to be rather penetrated like there is no tomorrow, but then at the same time, this is going to cause the certain hidden emotion to come to the surface, you know, and then you're going to become aware of the certain practicality, and then you're going to become aware of the fact that you need to be analytical. I know it's really, really complex, but it's all leading towards the fact that When you realize what is making you frequently restrained, at the same time there is the motivation, again, a certain person that is going to motivate you. This is a powerful person, significant person, strong figure in your life who is actually going to be playing an important role, because they're going to direct you towards something. And once you're directed towards something, it's like certain things are going to be confirmed to you, but you're also going to find yourself on the path with somebody very, very special who's about to walk into your life. So this is the bottom line. This is what I wanted to say, and I was so excited because I know that this person you have been waiting for a really, really long time, but you just need to understand that things are going to happen one step at a time. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarini, I like every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.